with this aircraft, there are 6 emergency exits.
Hello, everybody. This is Ron, your captain speaking. We are currently 30,000 feet in the air, and we haven't even left the airport. We just lit the joint. Just kidding, a little pilot humor there. We like to have fun. Our destination today is Casablanca, Morocco. So everyone, sit back, fasten your seatbelts, and prepare for takeoff. We will be arriving in 6 hours.
7 Footers, welcome back. We have another episode of the 7 Footers podcast. Jarod and Jenna here. You guys know us, you know our voices, you know our faces, but you might not know this face or this voice, or you might be a huge fan. Either way, we're going to intro you to him in the best way possible and get down to what he's been up to in quarantine. It is none other than Jaren Jackson Jr., power forward for the Memphis Grizzlies, number 13, rising star, 7-foot sniper. The list goes on. All right. So thanks for joining us, Jaren.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, as you guys are avid listeners to our podcast, you definitely know that Jarod is probably freaking out over there because Triple J, as he calls him, is his guy. Jaren, he is your number one advocate on this podcast. If anyone comes on here and has anything to say, he is battling. You don't even know.
I need that.
Triple J's my dude.
That's where the name came from. You're literally an unofficial member of the 7 Footers podcast. Like, if I could splice together clips of how many times we've spoken about you and we're throwing back Triple J's and this and that and Jarod's getting heated, that'll be our treat to you for your birthday.
Of course.
September, I think, right?
Let me get all those and the bloopers.
Yes.
Well, I will say this, Jaren. When you were coming out of Michigan State and your draft class, may go down as one of the best draft classes in history, I said this. I picked Luka to be the number 1 pick, and, that worked out. And I said Luka's a future MVP. And this is not because you're here, so you can go back to the tapes. People will say it. I said Jaren Jackson Jr. has the potential to, when his career is done, to be the best player in that draft class because of what you can do on both sides of the ball. And I'm liking what you're doing so far. We're going to talk about your rebounding in a minute, but all good, my guy.
All right, yeah.
Wow, he's getting into it, Jaren. If you just need me, you just holler. I got you. I'll pull Jarod. But no, we're gonna have fun. First of all, we got to check in with you. How are you doing amid this global health crisis? What have you been up to? How you doing over there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I stay busy. I don't really like to get out of the flow too much of what we were doing before, what was normal. So I try to make sure I'm doing similar things so I don't really get out of that. So my parents have a workout room at their house. I kind of just go there. I split time between my house and theirs. We live 30 minutes apart in Memphis. So I go to both places. I work out there and I'm able to lift, get training in. Our trainers are still able to get in contact with us and send us stuff to do. So I'm just doing everything. And then my dad and I are trying to watch every game I've played in. So we're on a mission to do that. We're not that far right now, but we're going to get there. And then also watching old games and stuff like that. So there's always things you can do. Never really thought how much I'd miss it, but you miss it a lot right now, especially when you don't know when it's going to come back.
Absolutely. I mean, I can imagine you and your dad sitting there. Obviously, if you guys don't know, his dad is an NBA champion with the Spurs, played 13 seasons in the NBA. Jaren Jackson Sr. I mean,
I'm in his office right now.
Huh?
Yeah?
I'm in his office right now. I told him to get if I can use his office.
Oh, wow. I mean, you guys probably haven't had this much time together in a while. What is the atmosphere when you guys are sitting down, watching film, watching your games? Is he hard on you?
Definitely. I think he always makes sure he stops the film and tells me everything I'm doing, and if I'm doing something wrong or right, he'll definitely try to explain it to me. A lot of the times I usually just write down what he's saying, so if he's repeating, I can just tell him it's okay, you don't got to repeat it, I got it. Sometimes hearing it a couple of times helps. We've been doing that pretty much my whole life. I mean, now that it's really easy to get film being in the pros, so we can look at pretty much anything, and we have every game recorded on my TV, so anything I need.
Love that.
And Jaren, in general, how are your mom and dad doing? I know, this is a crazy time. So how are they holding up? How's your extended family holding up during all this?
Yeah, everyone's for the most part good. My grandma's fine. She's with us as well. She's just, staying out the way. We made sure we got everybody together, and my mom's just still working with her women's players
Mm-hmm.
on basically what they're gonna do. So I mean, she's taking a call every 5 minutes. I don't know what really they're talking about, but I guess we'll all find out eventually what
Well,
they
they
decide to
got
do.
the draft, so they got they got big things happening.
Right. They've had stuff. They've had stuff to do. So I mean, her whole job is to make sure everyone's okay because a lot of her players go overseas, and that's where all this stuff is really happening at a lot more. So I just, whatever, everyone's doing their own thing. My mom's still working. Everyone's kind of working from home. I know y'all are working from home.
Mm-hmm.
Still pumping out this content. You are helping us, so that's amazing. And you know what? I'm glad that you're with your family. I think that that's amazing to be with your family during this time. And how has everything been also with your other family, your teammates? Are you guys in contact through text or Zoom? I know Zoom is huge now. We're on Skype, so we kind of look like the odd ones out.
Yeah. We've always had a group chat, and then we have like a weekly Zoom call with like everybody, including the staff, so everyone just gets together. We can talk. We still like, I still get in touch with coach. Some of the coaches and watch film with them. They still send me my stuff. But I mean, we were always talking to each other. Like, everyone still keeps in contact. It's kind of funny. We really haven't changed like the way we've talked to each other. We still send each other funny stuff. I mean, there's a lot more on Twitter these days to look at because everyone's on Twitter. So many different things, like funny things you can send to people. And yeah, just try to lighten the mood, even though we don't got to work.
As an athlete, Jaren, you guys are such creatures of habits, and your schedule is so routine, and everything is just regimented for you, particularly during the season. So I know when this happened, obviously covering the league and talking to different players, like when everything stopped, everybody was like, "Whoa, what? What is going on?" We used to, we go to the game, we go to practice, we do this, we do this. Now it's like I'm just home. I got to work out. It's harder. So what has that transition been like for you, especially as a young guy this is only year 2 for you in the league, and not even a full second year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot. Honestly, the if you don't keep yourself busy, you can go insane. So I just try to make sure like um I just keep a routine or somehow try to keep a routine. Sometimes it gets a little off, but yeah, just try to keep a routine. I'm still pretty much doing the same things. It hasn't really gotten too messed up just because even though like basketball players are focused on always pretty much one thing, which is like getting better in their career. And usually all that stuff is in one place. So even if it's not the arena, it's now at my house. So everything stays around me. Everything's accessible at any time. And yeah, it allows me to pretty much just stay locked in. So you gotta stay locked in, especially if we come back early. Because if you come back early, then it's full head of steam. You get about probably 3 weeks to get ready, and then yeah, you're in the playoffs.
And going off of what Jarod said, I mean, your second year, it's fairly new. I mean, your class as well as,
Oh, where'd she go? She ran away. She left.
That bad?
Technical difficulties. It's all good. We're fine. I'm going to follow up on that because it's year 2 for
I'm
you in
sorry,
the league.
guys.
Oh, you're back. Where'd you go?
I'm sorry, I got timed out. Oh my God. Sorry about that. Really
It's
quick.
okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt you or throw off the flow, but
No, go.
I was saying from Jarod's question, your second year and you guys have so much going on. I commend you guys really for going through all of this with not even COVID, but with every other obstacle that we've recently been hit with. You guys are really handling a lot, and it's admirable how well you guys are doing.
Sure, we appreciate that. Honestly, it's something that we don't really think about. It's kind of just been in the flow of everything. I mean, with the platform you have, it comes with a lot more. Some stuff you didn't sign up for, but honestly, you just got to embrace it. And if you don't, that's when you fall and you can mistakenly, do things you don't want to do or say things you don't want to say. So a lot of it's just about care. And if you just care about what's going on, you'll be able to react organically and give people a good message to stay positive and stuff like that.
Exactly. And people are looking at you guys now.
Yeah, it's a good perspective. You wanted to touch on the court stuff, Jaren. when the season abruptly ended, you guys were heading towards the playoffs, right in that 8 seed. I mean, talk about what would that have meant for you guys in year 2, for you, rookie year for Ja, to make the playoffs as this young, upstart, up-and-coming team who, when I talked to you guys at All-Star, and we'll get into Ja a little bit later, you guys have zero back down in your game whatsoever. You respect everybody, but you're like, nah, man, we're here to play.
Yeah, man. Definitely felt that from around the league on how they reacted to our confidence, I'll say. I think
a great word.
Yeah. We don't I mean, man, like everyone really thinks the same thing. It's just who's afraid to say it. Like we don't really care about if you're not with us or whatever, because if you're not with us, then I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're riding with people who are with us, and that includes like fans, that includes coach, whatever. But that confidence we have is the reason why like we're successful. And it's never really the reason why we're not successful. When we're not successful, it's usually technical things and things we just messed up on. But we have that confidence even when we lose. And it probably just gets bigger when we lose, because then we're mad and we want to go out there and win now. So, yeah, no. If anybody has anything to say about confidence, like, we don't care.
The thing is, though, and you have just let me like transition this perfectly, because the thing with that confidence is, though, when you have you and Ja on the floor, that confidence is rare to have in a young rising duo. And the fact that you guys both have that, it's, again, like I say, it's rare, and it just reflects on the floor. And, it makes you guys one of the best rising duos, if not the best. So how would you say your games complement each other?
Well, it's great. He's able to read the game in slow motion, so I always know what he's about to do. I watch a lot of film. So, I used to watch film on him when he was in college a little bit, just to get ready for how we were going to play together. But once we got a lot of film together, it was easy to see things, his habits and things that he constantly does. So in the next games upcoming, I'm able to be like, oh, yeah, no, he's about to do this right here. Like, to a lot of people, it surprises them, but I've seen it so many times that I'm used to him doing a certain type of ball fake, or I'm used to him passing it to me at this time when somebody who wasn't looking at that, they're not going to be ready for that pass. So I think little things like that sets apart. And then, I'm able to keep the floor space for him, which is huge. Like, people really can't leave me too many times from three, so it allows him to kind of do what he's got to do. And in the pick and roll, we can trick them with roll, pop. It's pretty much it gives us a lot of options. We have a lot of options. So, sometimes when we fail is when we're both thinking different things, and like I'll think one thing and but the fact that we even have the options is good. A lot of people don't have that.
Jaren, one of the things for young guys in the league is it's just hard to win when you're young in this league, right? This league is hard. Everybody's excellent at basketball, right? You're playing against these grown men in the league.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you guys are getting better at, obviously, is just the finer things and the nuances of the game. But as Jenna mentioned, you are one of the best duos under the age of 25. Obviously, if I ask you and Ja, you'll say you're the best duo under 25. But something stuck in my mind that you said at All-Star. During your scrum before at Media Day, someone asked you about duos, and you guys said, well, KD and Russ are who we look at. And that was a duo that went to the finals when they were under 23 and 22. So is that a trajectory that you see your guys on? Like, nah, the finals. Like, we know Golden State's in this conference. We know Dallas is here. We know Houston's here, but that doesn't matter. New Orleans, we're here.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Like, I remember that series that run so crazy, because I was a Thunder fan when I was younger. Like, that was my favorite team. KD was my favorite player. So I was, I can probably remember every game they played on some weird type of time I don't even want to get into. But yeah, what me and Ja always try to be us. So we don't really try to stray from anything else, try to really directly be anybody else. I think when I said that, and like Russ and KD, and he says Russ and KD as well, it's just like two players we really idolized, and for them to do something at such a young age, that's that's crazy, and that doesn't always happen. And if we can do that too, that'd be great.
Well, you guys have definitely so many traits, and just the storybook that's playing here from the minute that you started till now. So I think you guys are well on your way there, definitely. And speaking of confidence and that, how you and Ja are so similar, when did you kind of know, okay, I'm confident in my own skin? I mean, you're a young guy coming up in the league. When did you kind of feel like, okay, I got this? Like, I'm not afraid to step out on that floor. I'm not afraid to, bang up in the paint. When did that really feel comfortable for you? Because this is an adjustment like crazy, right?
Yeah, definitely was probably like my fourth or fifth game. It kind of all felt the same after that. I think just early on, it was like, it really wasn't, everything was just so hard. You just don't know. And whenever you don't know about something, you're nervous. So when I got out of like not knowing and got into feeling like the similar things that kept happening and routines routines are huge. So like once you get your routine down of what you have to do for the game, you're not thinking so much about it. So you're more focused on the game and you just get even more focused on what you have to do. So now it's kind of second nature, but it definitely only took like 4 or 5 games. I would say that's just probably because of the minutes I was playing. I think it's harder to get it if you're not always in the game. And I was blessed to just be like, our coach let us go in there and mess up. And, JB was big on just, so every game was in the learning experience. So every time I was out there, even if I was messing up, like he's just going to leave me in just so I can get that experience. And now that did a lot for me now. So now it's more of a, I can check myself on my own mistakes. I'm not looking to coach as much to check me on that. I understand my rotation, stuff like that. You just, it's different now.
How long does it take for your mind to catch up with your body in this game, right? Because I'm sure one thing and all the great NBA players say is like, look, you're always refining and working on your craft. It takes a while before you get to that, LeBron, KD, Harden, Steph Curry mastery of your craft. And even they'll tell you they're still working, right? So what is it, or what are things that you're like, all right, man, I know I got to work on some stuff, and that connection between I can see it up here and then actually physically being able to do it?
Yeah, I think that really kind of like what sets them apart is probably how much they watch film and the attention to detail they have. They care so much about like the little things that they're obsessed over it. And when you're obsessed over that kind of stuff, you're always going to have a step ahead of somebody who wasn't thinking of the little details, because that's what's going to set you apart at this stage, because everyone's good. So once you start getting into looking at the little details and figuring out things like that, you'll be successful. I think the earlier you can start caring about it, the better. It definitely won't come all at once. Like, it's not something you're just going to get like just by looking at a bunch of film and then you're just presto. It comes from the most game experience. Those guys have unreal amount of game experience. Bron is the most, and you see how he reads the game. He knows everything. Like he knows what you were gonna do if he did something else. Like he knows all that. So I think if you can just get into those habits, slowly but surely you'll see a change. Not everything's overnight, but like if you stay consistent with it and you're doing, and day by day you're doing more than the next person, you're gonna be ahead of him.
And for you, oh, sorry, Jenna, I was gonna follow up with that.
You're good.
Jaren, I mentioned the rebounding. What else you got to work on?
Rebounding. I think rebounding was definitely huge. I just think like I got into the habit last year of like, I mean, people in the NBA don't really crash like offensive rebounding that much as college. So I think when I saw that, I was like, oh, well, I can just get out early and beat everybody down there, which is fine. But like, if you want to like get your rebounds up, you definitely should stay in there. It definitely helps now because like when you play a team like LA, like they're crashing, you got to make sure you hit first. And those are details. That's an example of details. That's something that I definitely got to pay more attention of. Make sure you got to hit first and then locate the ball after that. And it's little things that they teach you as a kid that, I mean, you can kind of fall in and out of it if you're working on all parts of your game. You're not really working on rebounding as much in like a workout. So it's stuff that you just have to keep in mind. You want me to keep going? I know all this stuff.
Keep going.
Oh my
Defense,
God.
too much fouling, right? Your dad's like, you foul too much, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, I wish there was like somebody can do it eventually. Someone put together all my fouls. I just want to see them, just on a reel. I'll look at
Oh,
them.
I watch it on Synergy. I watch them on Synergy. Yeah.
I'm 100% sure. Well, no, I'm not 100% about anything, but I just think like most of them, if I wasn't trying to get away with something slick like a reach when I shouldn't, like little things like that, I have to correct that. You can't like put yourself in a position where you can give the ref, the chance to call a foul. It's really not about you fouling. You could have not fouled. That's what my dad will say to me. You could have not fouled. You could have fouled. It doesn't really matter. You look crazy doing this. So that part is on you, even if it was clean. So you can't put yourself in those positions. A lot of things I just have to let go. A lot of times it's just me going like out of my way to like make a super play that doesn't even need to be made. If it's on the ball, I want to recover, and if it's someone else, I want to block it or something like that. When honestly you could just give them 2 points and just keep going because they're professional players, and I'll forget that sometimes. Like, man, like people are supposed to make shots, and you can't get mad about that. And little things like if you have your hand out and a guard does the little tricks, and you have to, but that's on you though. Like, you have to be aware of those tricks. You have to know those tricks beforehand. You have to know who does them. You have to know who's really good at them, so you're focused on it at the time, and you know what to do. A lot of things like that. I think it was in and out. I think I got better at it here and there. I think a lot of times, like, I know a lot of games when I fouled and like it really didn't affect my minutes just because it's flow of the game. But I know games where I fouled and like it took me out of my rhythm and it messed my offense up, and yeah, like it can mess your game up. So you really gotta focus on it. I never really stressed about it because I never found myself being like every time I fouled and like I knew it probably wasn't right. I pretty much knew it. It was just me being like, I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. I had a little instinct reaction and I did it. Probably shouldn't have done it, but I gambled it. It's gambling. You gambled it. So can't always do that, especially if they need you on offense.
Jenna, you see that? He just said that you got to watch what you do with certain guys, and you know which guy I'm talking about, right? Everybody who gets mad and hard, and I'm like, yo, it's your fault. He put the ball out there. You don't got to reach for it. If you reach, it's on you.
Don't foul him. That's what you always say.
No. That's both. James is like, drawing fouls is an art form. Drawing fouls, getting to the basket, understanding how to free throw line is an art form. It's something that you like. There's a reason he's getting to the line. It's not just that like people are fouling him. He's really good at like not even just selling it, like putting you in a position where you'll foul. And then if you do kind of foul him, he's good at selling it. So I've seen times when he picks and chooses. Like if he steps back, he may just want to make a shot and he won't sell it. He might even get hit and he won't sell it. But if he get like later, if he maybe it's not the best shot and he wants to get hit. If he wants to get hit, he'll get hit. So you have to like, he's really good at it, and those are the type of players you have to really lock in on. I think those are the guys I do better against rather than like someone who you wouldn't think would draw a foul. I think those are the people that I probably would foul more. I feel like with James, like I know he's going to do that, so I'm not even thinking about it.
All right. Well, since we just took you into the nitty-gritty of basketball, now we're going to do more serious questions. Let's talk about fashion. Okay. Okay, because you can't bring fashion up with a lot of NBA players, believe it or not, because a lot of them don't have the drip that you have. So it gets a little boring. But with you, it will not be boring. Hey, you got to call it like it is.
Listen.
There are 400 and some players in this league, and not everybody is dripping like Jaren's white Balenciaga jacket that I happen to love.
That Balenciaga is nice. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Right.
Now, when we return to the league, I don't know when, I'm hoping 2020, but whenever it may be, what are you coming back in? Because this is a time to, amp it up here.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually been chilling, honestly. I haven't really done. I at first, like when I realized we were gonna stop, I was like, okay, um, you want to stick to all your routines. So one of your routines is like posting like a fashion pic, posting a fit pic. So I
Yeah.
going to my backyard and doing like just like whatever I had on that day. Like if I put on something to like do whatever, like if I was going back to my house or I was just in my car and I liked what I had on, I'll just be like, all right, needs you to take a picture of me and get one of my family members to take a picture of me in this fit. Yeah, I like it. Like just keep doing what I was doing, and I got into the habit of doing it a little bit. I don't know how long I'll stick with it. I kind of like going to the game more, but definitely got to come back with like serious attire. I think that's a thing people miss out on. Like that's like something I like doing. Probably that's not like the Balenciaga jacket. It's more like wearing sweaters and wearing like nice pants. I like pants a lot with like nice belts. Sometimes you tuck it, sometimes you don't. Make sure you have nice shoes. You don't want to wear like I don't wear like Jordans with those, even though Jordan's the GOAT. You can wear ones and like 11s, but and threes, but not like all Jordans. Sometimes you want to wear some like nice shoes. Yeah, I don't know. I can go all day. There's a lot of things in fashion. I tend to get really strategic with how like what I'm wearing. So like if I'm trying to be calm, then I'm gonna be calm. Like if I'm gonna be over the top, then everything I'm wearing is over the top. Like I'm not gonna surprise you. Like I'm not afraid to wear anything at this point. I've worn pretty much anything.
Going off of that, you're not afraid to wear anything. I'm sure you've stepped in the locker room in some wild things. I mean, I'm looking at a few photos on your Twitter right now. Each of these 4 outfits that I'm looking at, you reposted them. You repost them in March, and they're all different. Like any of these outfits, like not even counting these 4, but when you walk in the locker room, do any of the guys like bust you or throw some shade at you for something?
No, they'll be like, oh.
Or they admire them?
They'll be like, oh, nice, like it's dope. Or they'll be like, I don't know. Either way, like if they said they like what I love, honestly, the most fun is when everybody doesn't like it. That's the most fun.
Okay. So what haven't they liked?
I remember I wore the Save the Trees sweater. No one liked that. No, like
why not?
Everyone said it was a crop top sweater or something like that.
Crop top.
No one understood like it's a sweater and then at the bottom it gets really tight. So when it gets tight, the rest of the sweater overlays over that a little bit. But the tightness at the bottom is just so you can see the belt. So if you have a nice belt, I had a nice belt that day. But not everybody was feeling it. I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. This is fire. I can tell you it's fire. Like it's not like I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but you're wrong.
Wait.
That's what matters, though, right? If you feel like it's fresh, it don't matter what these other dudes say. I will say, Jenna, before we ask you this question, the fit you put on Instagram, Jaren, on Easter, that was fire. That was dope. You were in the backyard somewhere. I was like, all right, that's a dope fit.
The signature backyard pic during
Yes.
jersey. Now I'm gonna know every time
With
you
the
post.
umbrella.
Yeah.
Right, umbrella.
Oh my God, that is epic. And well, obviously you're the best dressed, let's just say it. But in the locker room, aside from you, who's got the best threads?
Ooh. I can tell you. For the laptop, I need a laptop
That's
charger.
not what she said.
I know. That's my mother.
Hey, Mom.
How are you?
She left. She's on calls too, but I needed her laptop charger. But
Everybody's working.
she best dressed. Ja comes with like the best sweatsuit game I've ever seen. So
Cozy fam, huh? Yeah, okay.
cozy fits. He has all cozy fits. He covers that lane, and then Dylan is the mastermind at designer mismatch. So if he's wearing everything he's wearing, he's gonna have a fit that's like, oh, crazy expensive fit on. Like if you look at his fits, like if you really look up what he's wearing, it's insane.
When y'all came to Brooklyn this year, after the game in the locker room, he had these red sunglasses on. I was like, what in the world are those things? Them glasses probably cost more than anything I own. Like I was like, this dude's wildin'.
Oh yeah, you gotta come with it if you're around Dylan. That's honestly who really My bad. I was unplugging something. But that was honestly who really got me into like dressing for games. I think I would always dress, but like I wouldn't take games like as a thing my rookie year. I kind of was just like, I mean, I'm going to the game. Who really cares? But then I'm like, well, nah, you kind of, it's just,
Did you log on to Twitter and see some pics you didn't like on there, and then you were like, oh, I got to get some Balenciaga right now?
Yeah, like some of those, like the Balenciaga, I was like, man, yeah. Like sometimes I'll go to like, me and Dylan usually go shopping like in LA, and like we'll go and like it'll just be to like accessory shopping, like nothing crazy, but then we'll end up buying like something like that jacket. I remember buying that, and I'm like, yeah. I know exactly how I'm gonna wear it. I bought I remember wearing it because I had a suitcase with it, and I bought that suitcase the year before. And
I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had this year before, and I saw it in the store. I'm like, oh my god, I'm walking in with it. Yeah. That's
Wait.
Suitcase.
Real talk. Was there anything in this suitcase, or was this strictly for accessory business?
I had to use it because we were on a road trip, so I had like my laptop in there, my charger. Not a whole lot though. There wasn't a whole lot in there.
A lot of empty space up in there.
Oh yeah, I had just my laptop, my charger, my hair product, something.
Could you imagine you rolling in the hallways and your laptop charger smacking around this suitcase, and you're just like, there's nothing in here. Everybody's like, there's probably a puppy in there. Like, what's going on? Yeah,
it's a big. Oh, that bag. It also rolls. So nice. Roller bag. That's what's crazy about it. I could have done that, but I don't know. I thought the picture was good.
Yo, so when you were last seen, because I'd asked you were on the court warming up in Brooklyn when you guys were last here.
2 weeks or something.
You did. You said 2 weeks. And how are you feeling now? The injury feeling good? You feeling like if I had to play tomorrow, I'm good?
Yeah, I was about to play when we stopped. I was about to play like not that game, but the game after, and I had scrimmage that day. I was feeling good. Like everything was where it's supposed to be. Everything was checking out, and then we stopped. So no, I'm healthy. I'm good. But we just gotta come back.
Exactly. Yo, so while you've been chilling, I saw something on your Instagram story. I don't know, story on your feed. All I saw was studio equipment. I was like, oh boy, he a rapper now. So what have you been doing in your free time? Give us some rhymes, something.
The narrative has to be painted the right way though. I don't like I always would freestyle like since I was like in middle school. Like just always anytime like around like, and then a lot more when I got to high school, and then when I boarding student, I was actually rooming with Jordan Poole. So me and him would always like rap till whatever in the morning, like all the time, like obnoxiously loud. And like after that, I went to Michigan State, and then I have Miles Bridge. I'm rooming with Miles, Josh Langford, Tom Nair. So we're rapping the minute we walk in the house from practice, like all four of us a lot. Like, so I'm thinking like the more we do this, the more like it's just fun, like so comfortable doing this all the time. And I wondered what recording was like. And that's a whole different thing. Like recording and like freestyling is so different. And at first, like I was so bad at recording because I thought going in, you just had to do one take. I thought it was just like.
Wait, Jenna, he thought he was one take home. He thought he was home. I'm gonna just go in the booth, drop one take, and I'm out.
I thought it was. If I didn't nail it. Yeah. If I didn't nail it, I'd restart, and I used to get so mad. And then some of my friends really got into music, and I'd watch them record, and I'm like, this is really how recording works? This doesn't look pretty at all. Like it's just a bunch of pieces together. And it's like, yeah, bro, that's how you like make a song. And I'm like, all right, well, if that's the case, then I was really going to some of the studios, and we would go on the road some. Like when I got hurt, we had time, so I would go to some studios in different cities when I was traveling, and I was like, okay. And I started to pick up pretty quick, like how you do it. Cause I mean, I've been listening to music my whole life, like a lot. So, and you listen to music for pretty much anything in basketball. So we listen to so much music that I'm able to pick up things. And yeah, from there, I I started recording. And then in Memphis, I found a place where I could go consistently. But then with the COVID stuff, I realized everything's going to be at home. So let me just get ahead of it and get my own equipment at home. And yeah, now I'm at home and it's fun.
So you have the equipment at home. Is it safe to say that your rap name would be Triple J, or is this still in the works?
It's Triple J, but it's Trip J.
Trip J. Is this an exclusive? I haven't heard of Trip J.
Trip J. I mean, some people know, some people don't. If you don't, you will. If you do.
Oh, word.
Okay, wait. So, if you will answer this question, if you could collab with anyone in quarantine out of these three people, would it be Dame Dollar, Marvin Bagley, or Shaq Diesel?
I gotta ride with Marv because that's my dog. That's my guy.
Good choice.
Tell
him why.
Actually, we've already texted. Ironically, this is crazy. He actually, like, a couple weeks ago, we were talking, like, bro, because I sent him a video of me in the stew, and he was like, because he's been doing this. He's like, bro, we got to do a song, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but, like, I know how all this music stuff works. Like, you say you'll do a song, but, like, you have to, like, really do it. Like, we have to really do it. So, you know, it'll happen eventually. But then he dropped his album, like, a week later. So I know he's been working on that really hard. And, yeah, no, he's good. He knows what he's doing. Like, I think, like, what's funny about my rap compared to, like, everybody else's is I think it's very different. I say it's
how so?
I think how do I say? They're more like in tune with like really rapping, like, you know, J. Cole raps, he'll flow on a beat like with great timing and stuff. I'll do that, but not really. I'm gonna punch in a lot. Like, I'm gonna punch in, which is like I'll say a line, but then the next take I'll do another line, and I'll put them like together, so it sounds like I said it really fast. I do more like trap, so like hard bass, like a lot of like, I don't know. It's a lot of, I call it finesse. It's a lot of finesse.
All right, we gonna need that mixtape when it comes out.
You'll hear it.
I don't know when. J, we're here for you. We are here for this so hard. You don't even know. You don't even know.
Jaren, it's something before we get back to a couple of fun things, and we'll let you get out of here. You said that you talked to Marvin and you texted him. One of the things that I enjoy about the league and you guys is the camaraderie and the brotherhood. How important is it that you guys just have this connection? Because what I say to the average fan is when they ask about you guys, I always say, look, that's a fraternity, and it's a small fraternity, like the people who've ever played in the history of the NBA. It ain't that big. So these guys all know each other. They see each other every All-Star weekend, whatever. It's just tight. Can you give the fans a little bit of insight on what that's like?
It's something. It doesn't even start at the NBA. It starts like when we're like 10, and then I've been seeing Marvin since we were 10 years old at every camp, and then when you're going through like it really starts a lot like during the McDonald's All-American process. You know, a lot of those guys end up going to the draft pretty quickly after college, and in college if we're playing each other one or two times, then you see them, and after that you're at every single media circuit, every training event, every single thing. You'll see him like every week. So you see him through the draft process, and that's where you really get close with him, especially if you're working out with them to prepare for the draft. You get close with them. A lot of people I know, if you're signed to the same agency, it works like that. You work out with your agency beforehand. I know, like, my agency class was insane. Like, our workouts were crazy. Like, it was me, like, it was Kata Bates, it was Grayson Allen, Colin Sexton, Devontae Graham, Theo Pinson. Man, that's not even all of it. That's not all of it too. Like, there's so many more, and we were all really close with each other, and now that's no different. And plus, the older guys really do a good job of bringing everybody in. They don't really leave anybody out. There's no reason to do that. There's only 450 of us, so it's not that big. We're gonna run into each other. You might as well be cool with everybody. No one really carries any real negative energy, and everybody wants everybody to succeed. At the end of the day, it's our league, and we want it to be, you know, good when we're done. So you have to keep bringing that energy.
Incredibly said, seriously. And that means a lot too, like from the outside looking in. So we love to see it. Jarod and I always talk about it, you know, between the camaraderie and what we see in the locker rooms and what other people don't get to see. It speaks volumes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's another thing. This is music. I just thought of this.
Let's go.
Who, I know, like you said, Marvin, who out of like everybody, I feel like out of the people who rap in the league, like they're not like it's funny, like a lot of the best ones, like you'll never hear. Like
KD rap, so he don't really.
You're right.
Stuff.
You won't release it. Like Brandon Ingram won't release it. I've heard some of his stuff. It's dope. Like there's stuff like you won't ever hear, and you gotta ride that fine line to like whether like you want to put it out or not. Like I don't even know if I know I'm gonna put it out just because that's just me. But like I didn't know that from the start. Like I definitely didn't know that. And then when I started to like really, you know, put a little bit more time into like recording and like doing it not serious but somewhat serious, I was like, you know what? Might as well release it. It ain't like, you know, it's not my career path or anything. I can't hurt. So yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. But the best hoopers you'll never hear. I promise you.
You're right about that one. I mean, I've heard things here and there, but I can't even imagine, you know, what these guys, the talent that they have, you know.
Well, Jenna, you know that KD and Bron have a mixtape, right? Together, the two of them.
Yes, Jarod, you're always.
I'm just saying.
I didn't.
And then they do, but we ain't never gonna hear that one. I don't even know where that is.
The only person that's probably heard that is like Drake. So
yeah, Drake probably heard it. All right, Triple J, top 5 artists that you listen to right now.
Ooh, top 5 artists. Woo! Top 5 artists. Probably Uzi. If I can just say that, does everybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. See, because he know I'm old. He's like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I know.
Well, he ain't talking about me. Okay.
Uzi right now. He dropped his album. It was fire. He's on top. He's doing crazy. Gunna is insane. Young Thug is insane. You see a trend here.
I do.
Yes.
Juice WRLD.
Okay.
Yeah. He rest in peace.
R.I.P.
And Rich the Kid. I love you.
Okay.
There's more though. I have a like. You don't even want to like know where I can go. I could Travis Scott, Young Nudie, Playboy Cardi, Pierre Bourne.
You fool with Roddy Ricch?
Roddy Ricch, fire. Roddy Ricch. He was on. I can't think of his name. Oh my God, I can't think of his name. He was on Pop Smoke's album. May he rest in peace.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Ironically, we listened to Pop Smoke through like a good month and a half. We were only listening to that like before games. Like
wow.
Like only him like getting hype, really hype, really hype. But Miles Bridges, Dwayne Bacon.
They can flow too.
It's out. If you haven't heard their
Bridges,
you won't hear it. He don't promote his stuff because he's like, you know, he don't. Not everybody's into that, like promoting, really, whatever. But like everyone's into rapping. MB look that up on your album music. All you gotta do MB space DB is popping. Listen to it.
MBTV. Okay.
Look that up,
go listen to it. I'm telling you, it's dope. It's dope.
All right, and the last one before we get you out of here, your top 5 NBA players of all time. Besides you, yes.
Okay. I don't do orders, but Bron.
I like that.
Are we doing like like Jordan and Bird and those dudes too, or like
it's everybody. It's whoever you want, man. It's whoever you want.
Whoever.
Everybody.
All right, I'm gonna give a list, but it's not like it's my type of list. Like,
all right, I got you.
Like I'm gonna pick Bron in there, Kobe's in there, Katie's in there. D-Wade's in there. I didn't watch Jordan. I can't do that. Like Jordan,
it's okay.
I respect that.
I watched his highlights. Like Jordan's jumping over everything in sight. Like I've never seen anything like that in my life. But like Kobe, I watched. I know he's top. Like Bron, KD, D-Wade. I've seen him go insane. And man, everybody, Shaq gonna see this and be mad. Shaq's. I have to like Shaq knows it's all about loyalty though, and like my loyalties lie with Tim Duncan because my dad played with him in the Spurs. So Tim,
I feel you,
Timmy, and then I don't like just doing 5. So David's in there, Westbrook's in there, but I'm still playing against him, so not really. And then Steph's in there. There's a lot of good players now, man. It's crazy. I don't really. It's gonna get harder and harder to ask like over time.
I will say this: it is a certain great player's birthday today. Someone you didn't mention. It's cool because you didn't see him play, but I know your dad put you up on him. The GOAT, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, baby.
Oh, see, like you can't do that. I know he's amazing, and he's him. Magic, like Magic's gonna be he's all that stuff, but like him, Bird, sick highlights, love him.
But you ain't never seen him, so I got you.
Sick highlights though, man, crazy. Like you're doing a lot.
See, our lists are similar. Jarod doesn't get it. Our lists are similar, and no.
It's not that I don't get it. It's just that I'm just considerably older. That's all. Like you got to remember, right? I was born in 1978, so I grew up watching Magic. Magic was my guy, like and I saw late Kareem, so like those are my dudes, and Jordan, of course, and all that.
Yeah, no, I saw Kareem at See, it's funny as I see all those dudes, but I see them like at the Legends brunch at All-Star Weekend. I seen Big O like complain about metal detector in front of me, like, why I gotta like, oh my god. I just found it all funny. Like they all like they've been trying to sun me since I was like 10. So like I don't even like I look at them different, like Lonzo Mourning, like that's like I had to talk to you when I was like 10 years old to now. Like I'm tired of talking to you. Some of these dudes like annoying uncles that just want to talk all the time. So trust me, man. Like, but I love those guys.
My face actually hurts from laughing, Jaren. This was so enjoyable.
Yes, sir.
Literally the best conversation, for real. I appreciate it. We both appreciate your time.
For sure. You knew I was free.
You know what? We figured, hey, in between 2K and working out, maybe he could squeeze in a few minutes. We're big fans.
Yo, Jaren, for real though, man,
Calling
we really
out.
appreciate you coming on here, man. And honestly, all jokes aside, wishing you nothing but the best in your career. Of course, we're gonna see you out at the arena and stuff. We actually, Jenna, we got to take 7-footers on the road and do a road trip down to Memphis, Beale Street, and go see the Grizzlies down in FedEx. So we'll do that when the NBA comes back.
Think I should have been in the 3-point competition or no?
Yes.
I mean, you shoot 40%, it's fine. But my issue is more like it's the racks. You got to run to the racks and do all that. And I don't know. Maybe do it next year.
Never know. Here's what people forget. People be thinking it's so hard and stuff. You don't have to be the best shooter to win that. You just have to be the best shooter that day.
You are so right. It's not.
You gotta be the best shooter on what? Saturday? Okay. All right. I gotta stop that for sure.
Man, this is my guy. No, Jaren, for real though, we appreciate you, big boy. Hope all is well, man. Continue to say what's up to the family, and we will see you soon, my guy.
No problem. Thank you, man.
So good to talk to
Take
you.
it easy. Peace. Jenna, that was Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, so much for listening with us. All right. Jaren Jackson Jr., we appreciate your time. Per usual, you were fabulous. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. Jarod, tell them where they can find us.
7 Footers Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at JS Hector, at Jenna Lemoncelli on Twitter and Instagram, at 7 Footers Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube. Y'all know where to find us. And we'll be back with another episode. Peace.
Peace.
Spent a couple years out here with these raps, trying to have a plan that we made come true. Applied to some jobs, but I ain't hit back. I don't wanna trap, what's a man gon' do? Chevy told me come